The plate is cold. The fork rests on the rim, unused. You sit at the table that used to hold 2 settings, and now it holds only silence. The clock ticks louder in the empty room than it ever did when voices filled the space. You feel the weight of the unspoken invitation to give up, to let the routine crumble because the reason for keeping it gone with him. But you do not move. You stay seated. You breathe. This is where it begins. Not with a shout, not with a declaration of war against weakness. It starts here, in the stillness, with the decision to eat alone, to live fully, despite the hollow ache in your chest. You are afraid that discipline is a punishment. You think it means denying yourself the comfort you desperately need after loss. You believe that forcing yourself to maintain order, to keep the house clean, to show up for work, to follow a diet, is an act of cruelty against a grieving heart. This fear is real. It is heavy. But it is wrong. Discipline is not a whip. It is the handrail on a steep staircase when your legs are shaking. It is the only thing keeping you from sliding into the dark. When the ground shakes beneath you, structure is not oppression. Structure is survival. Marcus Aurelius knew this weight. He did not wake up in comfortable beds. He woke on campaign trails, surrounded by mud, blood, and the stench of death. He hated the job he held. He wrote about his dread of rising before dawn to face the same duties day after day. The temptation was to stay under the covers, to let the cold seep into his bones, to accept that life had taken everything from him but exhaustion. Instead, he chose to get up. He chose to serve, not because he loved it, but because it was his role. Because abandoning the duty would have abandoned himself. You are not on a battlefield. Your war is internal. The enemy is despair. The weapon is routine. Every time you choose to wash the dish, to make the bed, to step outside for air, you are rejecting the narrative that your life has ended. You are affirming that it continues. This is not self-denial. This is self-respect. There is a texture to this work. It feels rough at first, like gripping a stone that cuts into your palm. You cannot force grip strength overnight. You must hold on until your muscles tremble, then let go, then try again tomorrow. Stoic self-control works the same way. It improves slowly with use. It is not a switch you flip. It is a muscle you build through repetition. When you feel the urge to collapse into bed and ignore the world, that is the moment of resistance. That friction is where growth happens. Do not avoid it. Lean into it. Let the discomfort teach you what you are made of. The pain is not a sign that something is wrong. It is proof that you are alive. Accepting what you cannot change collapses 90% of modern anxiety into one truth: focus on your own actions. The death of your partner was outside your control. The silence in the house is outside your control. Your feelings of grief are outside your control. But your response to them is not. This distinction is sharp as a knife blade. It cuts through the noise. You do not need to fix the past. You do not need to fill the void immediately. You only need to decide what you will do in this next minute. Will you scroll through phone screens until your eyes burn? Or will you stand up and water the plants he loved? The choice is yours. No one else can make it for you, and no one else can suffer the consequences of not making it. I remember a man who tried to find peace by avoiding pain. He walked miles instead of driving when his knees screamed. He ate simple meals when hunger demanded more. He did this not because he enjoyed suffering, but because he understood that comfort is a trap. Ease erodes resilience. When you allow yourself only what feels good, you become fragile. One bad day becomes a week. One bad week becomes a month of decay. But if you practice small acts of will, you build an inner citadel that no storm can breach. This is amor fati. Love your fate. Not just the happy parts, all of it. The grief is part of your life now. It belongs to you. Do not fight its existence. Fight its power over your actions. Integrate it. Let it sit at the table with you, but do not let it drive the car. This reframe changes everything. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are an agent of order in a universe that offers none. The silence is not empty. It is space for you to fill with purpose. Every disciplined act is a brick laid in a foundation that will hold when the next tragedy comes, because it always does. Memento mori is not a threat. It is a reminder that time is short and precious. Do not waste it on self-pity. Waste it on building something good, on being kind, on staying upright. The sun sets outside your window. The light turns gray, then black. You are still at the table, but you have eaten. You have cleaned the plate. You have washed it. You have dried it and put it away. Your hands smell of soap. The kitchen is tidy. This small victory matters more than you know. It proves that you can endure. It proves that you will not break. There is a dignity in this quiet persistence, a strength that does not shout, but holds. You think discipline is about restriction, but it is actually about freedom. Freedom from the chaos of unmanaged emotions. Freedom from the drift of apathy. Freedom to choose who you are, even when no one is watching. Even when the house is empty. Especially when the house is empty. The world does not care if you stay in bed. The universe is indifferent to your pain. But you must care. You must value yourself enough to keep your promises to yourself. To rise when you want to fall. To speak when you want to scream into the void. To create order where there is none. Do not wait for motivation. It will not come. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are fleeting like clouds. Discipline is a practice. It is solid. It is real. Build it brick by brick, meal by meal, step by step. The path forward is narrow, but it is clear. Walk it, not because you have to, but because you choose to. Because in choosing, you reclaim your life from the darkness that seeks to take it. The plate is clean. The table is bare. You stand up. Your legs are steady. The room is still quiet, but the silence feels different now. It is not hostile. It is neutral. It waits for what you will do next, and you know exactly what comes. Not relief, not happiness, but action. The next right thing. One breath at a time.